Welcome to Airtime John in conversation with Craig Toy. Thank you very much for coming on, Craig.
Yes, you said dress up. You said don't wear them ripped jeans no more. I put a tux on, my Blackpool glasses on. Look at you.
I've just sent him the invitation now to join the Zoom, and then he popped up like this. I nearly choked on me lilt.
I have to take all this crap off now. I do apologise. God work. Let's see if we can get this off.
Well, thanks for making the effort, mate, because that screwy loops didn't bother.
Chris.
Can you breathe now?
Yes, just about. Carry on, mate. Just bear with. It's been a long while since I put one of these on.
Just entertain yourselves at home while he strips. Have you had a good day, mate?
Yeah, it's been very warm. Yeah, it's been a lovely day, innit? The weather's nice, and it's been great. It's good to have a bit of sun back. I know everybody doesn't like it, but I love the sun, as you know.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you're brown enough, so you must love the sun. Have you been to work like that today?
With the dicky bow and everything, yeah? No, mate. No, I work in a factory as well, so it's very warm. But I thought you might like this T-shirt.
Hey!
The one you bought me for my 50th.
Yeah. Hey, it's a good fit as well.
Never get a chance to say thank you for that one, mate. But cheers, appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. Right, so for those of you that don't know Craig, where have you been? You've been probably living under some sordid little rock somewhere. But Craig Toy is one of the most beloved theme park enthusiasts that we have. Now, he's not very good at taking compliments, so I'll try and wash over this quickly, Craig. But honestly, the amount of love and respect that you have from people in the community is just, I've never known anything like it. It's really strange when you think about it, mate, because you don't necessarily have like a channel or anything. Like, how did you get into sort of being part of the coaster community?
I'm very humbled with all the stuff that people say about me. Honestly, gets me in the heart, and like I say, it's great. I love it, honestly, but my head just might be too big for the screen. I said that to somebody earlier, I think, on Twitter. But the coaster community, I don't know, like I say, we had Legoland passes about 2003, maybe 4, maybe when Ellie was born, a couple of years old, and just did the Legoland stuff, and then went to go back to Alton Towers and things like that, and started going from there. But I lost my dad, and my dad was all into football. Love football, so I tried to get the girls into football, but I just thought, we need to find something where they can enjoy as well. So they didn't like the football very much. So we found Alton Towers and Chessington and Thorpe Park and all that. But predominantly we started with Legoland. That was years and years ago.
So would you say Legoland's got a bit of a special place for you in your heart?
Yeah, it has. But like say, yeah, because I always remember when Ellie was so young, she loved the driving school. We had to tell her to lie a little bit, say she was a bit older than what she was, to go on the kiddie driving school. I think it was 4 to 6 years old. I think she was only 3. But yeah, she really enjoyed it. And obviously Darcy came along 4 years later and loved it too.
So you've just got the two girls, haven't you? Obviously, I know all of this, but I've got to remember I'm doing a podcast. So, so you've got you tell the viewers.
I've got Ellie, who's 19, who goes back to uni Saturday.
Oh, how are you feeling about that?
I'm all right at the moment. I won't be all right the weekend, but I'm all right at the moment. And we've got Darcy, who most of you probably know, Darcy, at DC Coasters, Darcy.
I think I'll put it there.
Yeah, she's the let's say the female version of me. Maybe that's what my wife says. We're just like
less fake tan.
Yes, less fake tan. Yeah, more braces.
More braces. But they're absolutely beautiful kids, and
thank you.
I'm just going to embarrass you probably for the duration of this podcast, but it's true. Like, no one's got a bad word to say about you. Like, your family are beautiful. Your lovely wife's beautiful. How do you think you've made such a connection with people without even meeting them necessarily? Because I feel that I might make a connection with people via YouTube, but you seem to be loved by the majority, not all of them. No, I'm joking. The majority of the community. Do you think that that's via Twitter, or is it just meeting people? What do you think it is?
I always make a point of, if somebody sees me, always say hello, and I always try and remember everybody's name. My dad always used to say to me, remember the name. You've got to remember the name. That means so much to them. And if you meet somebody who's a bit older with children, remember the child's name and get the, you know what I mean, the 13-year-old, 12-year-old, get them involved, you know what I mean? Speak to them as well. Always go, just, talk about them, think about them. Not about yourself, you know what I mean? You haven't met these people. I think the perfect example was, I think, Friday night at the Bend of the Weekend was brilliant, by the way, the PBE event.
That was fantastic, wasn't it?
It was really good, yes. You sorely missed on the Sunday, mate. Honestly, sorely missed.
I know.
But on the Friday night, I think the Clapp family there, as you know, Richard, Will, and Helen. And I know they said to me that wasn't at the event. So, hi guys, if you're watching. I wanted to spend an hour with them, like, you know what I mean, have a drink with them, because I hadn't seen them for a while. And I wouldn't see them the rest of the weekend. So probably me just doing that little bit for them maybe meant more to them, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think you've just hit the nail on the head there. And that is definitely something that I think you are fantastic at, which is remembering people's names and building up a rapport with people that you might have only met once briefly, but you make people feel so welcome, it's such a rare gift. Not many people have got that. I would like to be like that. And but sometimes I can be quite shy. And I think people are surprised when they find out I'm naturally quite a shy person. But we have sort of personas, don't we? Especially when we're doing YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
But you must never change, because when people remember my name, I'm quite flattered by it. So I presume that's what it is, because I'm terrible with names. How do you remember people's names? What do you do?
It's weird. Somebody said the other night in the spoons, because I reeled off about 3 or 4 people different names. It's just, I don't know. You know what I mean? I got my phone out and put a picture by the name. What a joke.
Do you know what I think it is?
It's difficult.
Yeah, well, it is, but I think it's because it means something. If you know it means something, your brain's more sort of likely to hold on to that information. Do you know? Yeah.
Yeah, it is like sometimes you forget, and I do say, "Oh, I'm so sorry." You know what I mean? I apologise. Say, I forgot, and I ask them again.
Yeah.
And just be respectful. You know what I mean? That's everything in my life has been brought to be like that. And never, like I say, I was never had a silver spoon. Nothing. My mum and dad had nothing. Never had a car. Never had a telephone until me and my brother bought one when we were 16 years old. It's no, it has to be older than that, to be honest. But like I say, it's just the respect thing. It doesn't cost nothing. It costs nothing. It doesn't matter what colour you are, what sexual orientation you are. It does not matter. Just respect each other.
Yeah, and sadly, it's lacking a lot recently, isn't it? In the world, there's these small things which mean so much to people. Cheers, mate. What are you drinking, by the way?
Recreational cider, mate.
Ooh.
That's all right. That one.
I wish I was joining you, but I'm on the tropical blast.
Oh, is that like Lilt? Is it?
Yeah, it's Aldi's version of Lilt. It's all right. It's not bad. It's not. It's not a beer, but I'm doing me slimming down, aren't I? So, but cheers anyway.
Well, cheers. Yes, I mean the Aldi stuff's pretty decent. We do an Aldi shop and an Asda shop every Thursday night. We do Aldi first, then Asda afterwards. And loads of the Aldi stuff is apparently supposed to be made by the same people, but just repackages it like the Hulu. I think.
I can well believe that, mate, because apparently, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard that Aldi have been taken to court a few times. Because they really imitate, even the names and the packaging, it looks so similar to the actual brand. So I don't know how they get around it, but some of them are like brilliant, because you'll have like wagon wheels and they're called, I don't know, like stagecoach rounds, or you know what I mean? Something
Darcy's
like that.
Darcy's Dodgers,
yeah. But anyway, going back to Blackpool,
yes.
What a fantastic weekend that was.
It was, like I say, I think as some people don't know, some people do know, I am a member of on the Towers Times team. But that was one of the best events I think I've ever been to. In all the events I've been to, I've done quite a few.
Yeah.
Time. I think the social side of it, like, I think as well, is a bit more like on the drinky version as well, was fun. And the Oktoberfest being that day, and being somebody got me up on stage as well, which...
That was hard. That was hard work to get you up then.
Oh.
Basically...
Everybody's pointing at me behind me.
Yeah, we all had to nominate someone, cheer the name to get them on stage. So obviously we were all, Craig. And you were a bit reluctant at first, weren't you? I've never seen you so shy.
I'm not one for going up on stage, see. I'm not say it's not the shy thing. I am a bit shy that way. I would never, my wife said when I got back home, I told her, you're up on stage, I would never do anything like that usually, as a rule.
Yeah.
But then you play your parts, don't you? As you do.
But it was, oh, God, I've just knocked me mic, sorry. But yeah, Blackpool, it just lends itself to a good time, doesn't it? Because it is such. You've got it's one of the best amusement park, well, the best amusement park in the UK. But it also you've got the social side. There's plenty of bars. You've got the Weatherspoons next door, the old Velvet coaster.
Yes.
It just provides such a brilliant time when you go, and especially if you're staying over, which we've done plenty of times.
Yes, the
Oktoberfest stuff was fantastic, wasn't it?
Oh, brilliant! Honestly, it was the way the interaction with the crowd and the way we all went. Those four lads on the stage. There is a name for them. I can't remember what they're called now. There's something Stompers, I think.
Oh, the Bavarian Stompers.
Yes, something like that. They're brilliant. They're absolutely, to get the crowd involved the way they did, and I think they were close to the knuckle sometimes, but I noticed there's kids about, and it was brilliant. It was just on that line. It was perfect, and it was just ready for the older people and for the younger kids as well. It was great.
Yeah,
good fun.
And it was a nice surprise, wasn't it? Because I wasn't expecting the Oktoberfest, and when we went on the Saturday morning, it was, for those of you that didn't make it, it was the Pleasure Beach's first Oktoberfest day. So we were all like, oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
But it was really, really promising because they had like a band on, and they've got like bars in the hub and stuff like that. How much were the steins? Can you remember?
There was stein was you had to pay £5 deposit for the stein itself. And I think you had it filled afterwards with something because they didn't do cider in a stein, so I didn't have one in the end.
Yeah, I remember you saying that to me. You went, you don't do bloody cider in a stein. And I was like,
yeah.
What?
So I haven't done lager for... I have the odd Budweiser sometimes, but prefer my cider. You know what I mean? But
did they give you the reason why?
No. I've never been that area before. Since, obviously, the Wild Mouse went. Never, ever been there before.
I've not. That's the first time.
First time for me, that was. It was lovely.
It's funny because it's bang. Obviously, as Craig just said, it's bang where the Wild Mouse was. But you feel like you're away from the park, don't you?
Yeah. It's really weird. How much a small footprint there was. The Wild Mouse was on.
Yeah,
just crazy.
But it's a nice little, even though you're essentially still in the park, it's a nice sort of step away from the park because when you sit by the fountain bar, I love the atmosphere there, and I love watching the spectacular fountain show. Shout out to Mandy. But,
yes, definitely.
I love sitting there, but I like that this feels slightly enclosed, and separate.
Yeah, like you're going to like a different pub in it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, it feels like you're going into.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I've got to be honest, the atmosphere there was brilliant. And then obviously we did the 5 o'clock show, I think. But previous to that, I think they had Mark Yates on stage, I think, and Emma was on stage, and Carl was doing some dancing, apparently. So I saw some bits of that in some vlogs I've already seen.
I haven't watched any vlogs yet. I've not had a chance to, but there's going to be loads out, isn't there? So I'll be catching up on them all tomorrow. But yeah, I don't think Carl was ever off the stage, was he, all weekend?
But he had no voice left at the end of the weekend, I know that.
I'm not surprised. And obviously I couldn't make it to the Saturday evening because we had to get back for the dog.
Yes.
But basically he showed me, he said, well, if you're not going to be here, I'll show you what I'm wearing tonight in the Velvet Coaster. And he showed me, you've probably all seen it now, but he hit that lime green suit, and I was like, oh my God, only he could get away with that.
All I thought was the mask, but obviously the mask was green. It was yellow thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
yeah.
He looked fabulous. Sorry.
Turn your phone off, mate. Come on.
It's all right.
You're on a podcast.
Very unprofessional. I apologise.
He's got his phone on.
It's from you.
I'm saying let's wrap it up. You're boring everyone. I'm joking. Only joking. But you couldn't have wanted a better weekend. I was just gutted that we couldn't make it back for the Sunday, but we still got.
Go on, sorry, John.
No, just saying we still got to have an amazing day on Saturday, so that's all that matters, really.
Can I just say the amount of people asked if you was okay and everything was all right so there's a lot of love for you there, mate. Honestly, everybody's asking that, see if everything's all right and everything. And when obviously I think Kirsty messaged me back to say, look, he wasn't too well, so yeah. Yeah.
It was just that, we got back and his little back paw just kept giving in. So, when a dog's legs going like that, it's quite worrying, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Kirsty said, she went, it's happened before, he'll probably be okay. But, where you feel a bit crap leaving them the next day. So he was all right anyway by like lunchtime the next day. So it must have just been cramp. But you don't expect a dog having cramp, do you?
No.
So,
everything was all right.
Oh, good. What was I going to say? I was going to ask you something then. Oh, yeah. Talking about before when we were saying about like YouTubers and stuff like that, and I was saying about how you managed to reach people. Like, apart from myself, do you have any like YouTubers that you really enjoy?
I have a thing to with Scott Bickerton, obviously, because I owe a lot to Scott. If you're watching, cheers, Scott. Because I think we met on maybe 2017 or 16. Even before, I think I watched any YouTube. God, I'm 50. You know what I mean? I think he was doing the climb, the big one. We'd just done it. Me and my brother had just done it. Took the Black Country flag to the top, as you do. We was on this event that weekend. It was the first event I did. We had a backstage tour of Valhalla, and me and Scott seemed to hit it off straight away. And Mr. Butch as well, Michael and Becca as well. We've got a lot of time for all those people.
Yeah,
but
it's a great channel, isn't it? And especially like the amount, obviously, Pleasure Beach Experience. Check them out. I was going to say check them out if you don't know them, but of course you're going to know them.
Yeah.
But, the amount of work that they do for promoting Blackpool is it's amazing, isn't it?
It's like what they did the weekend of bringing all those people together. You know what I mean? It's not easy. I've saw myself now because obviously being on the Towers Times team, how hard it is to get these things organised, get things going. It is there's a lot more to it than you think just in front of you. You know what I mean? But hats off to them. Honestly, really, my Bavarian hat off to them even for the weekend.
That's another thing as well. The Towers Time. So are you? Obviously, not everyone might know about that. So do you want to tell people about that, or is it something you can't speak about? Or
no, I can. Yeah, I think we went. Myself, Leanne, and Darcy went to the Mythica VIP event, the paid for one. I wasn't invited for the Merlin annual pass holder thing, and Chris was there. Chris, one of the head of Towers Times was there, and I've known him for years, and he was there with his husband. We got chatting away, and we went to the is it the Sky Flight to the Skyline? Is it? I think it is somewhere. Which is fantastic, by the way.
I've not been on it yet.
Flying theatre, cinema theatre in this country, superb. And we got chatting, and I always said to him, then I was going to, because they'd look at a vacancy, they come up on their forum or whatever, but I never interacted really that much. And it was like you need to have social media skills and all that with Facebook, which I'm not on, and Instagram, which I'm not on. And he says, well, just come along, Craig, and we'll see how it goes. And the rest is history. That was in May, I think, or March, April maybe. And I've been on that team since then. I haven't told nobody till probably the event come up. I think I spoke to you, and I made a phone call to Scott to see, because I know he's got the PBE people. I do come along to the events, and he does invite some press nights with him as well. And I just thought I didn't want to offend him in any way, if you know what I mean. because obviously he's a friend, he wouldn't be offended. I know he wouldn't, but it's just me making that gesture was probably better from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from there. And I do enjoy it. It's a different avenue for me. And I've got some lovely team members on there. Rachel, Vredo's Rachel.
Yeah, she's lovely, isn't she? What's her name? Rachel Pender. Rachel Pender.
Yeah, she's absolutely gorgeous in real life, honestly.
What's
she's
her tag name? Rollercoaster Rachel.
Rollercoaster Rachel. She's just a breath of fresh air. She's brilliant. Yeah. She's just so positive, beaming, lovely. Lovely to be around.
Yeah, I've never met the lady. I've never met her, but we've had a few chats and stuff over the social media. But I'd love to meet her because she seems like a really, really genuinely lovely girl.
It was the first time I met her at our first event, so I was a bit nervous. In any case, my first event was this summer event just gone, but and it was a bit weird, but obviously. After 5 minutes, I'm all right. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's one of them, innit?
Yeah.
But it was lovely to meet. There's some other team members on there that are lovely as well,
So what is it that you do, Craig? Is it sort of just helping the event run smoothly?
No, it's like say. I mean, obviously, I'm an admin on there, like a Facebook page now and Instagram, and we've just done a TikTok page, so I can let that out now, I think. But we're going to roll on with that. So. But they're all lovely people, really nice, and I've known them for years as well. Especially Chris, affinity with them guys. They're brilliant, and Rachel. It's just a different avenue for me. You know what I mean? It's like I thought, I wasn't as getting started with the coaster thing. I mean, last year, obviously, as you know, I was 50, and Ellie was 18. It was a big year for us, but obviously, COVID and things changed for everybody, not just me. But
yeah,
that
was a very, very tough time, mate, wasn't it?
Yeah, I removed the hashtag smile always thing from my account because of that. Because I found myself not smiling always because of that. It's weird, isn't it?
Well, I think no, not really. It's not weird, mate, because we can only smile, for so long. And I'm a firm believer in fake it till you make it. I always say that.
Yes.
Sometimes it's better to put on a face, but I don't think there's anything wrong with sort of accepting and being honest sometimes and saying, do you know what? No, I'm actually struggling in some way at the moment.
I don't think a lot of people know. I think you might have probably guessed yourself. We've had chats ourselves. Probably last year was probably one of the hardest years in my life, probably since I went in the army, I think, probably, which was bloody hard. But that, I mean, because the fact that Ellie went away to uni as well.
Yeah.
It was once so bad till Christmas, but when she went back and caught COVID, and you got your daughter crying on the other side of a FaceTime message.
Oh, mate.
As a parent, as a dad, God destroyed me, to be honest.
I know. Listen, I know we've had so many deep chats about it, haven't we? And I know how hard it's been for you, that, and especially through the worst year of most people's lives, really. Mm-hmm. But I know that you're finding your way through that as well. So that's something. That's good, but I suppose it's always going to kill you, isn't it? Losing your baby, when they go away from home.
It was just the fashion, really. I think because before where you could pop down and see him, we wasn't allowed. We was on lockdown. We couldn't go and see her. And I'm thinking, I think she struggled. I think the word it is now is COVID anxiety, which it is there. It does exist. I can see it does exist
massively. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Massively.
I felt for her so much, and there's nothing we could really do. Only help her, and I even turned to you. I think that one's for help. And if you remember, we had a phone call, and I really appreciate your help as well.
Anytime, mate, anytime.
I know that.
It's there were so many things going on last year, and people were just getting through, I think, the best way they could. And it's like what we were saying, the other day. That's like part of the reason why I've put weight on, because it's just last year there was just nothing to do apart from sit in, eating, drinking months more than what you did. And
I think at first, sorry, John, to cut you off, it was fun. It was great, off work, great. I'm getting paid furlough. Woohoo!
Yeah.
This novelty for me, Sue. I like to meet people. I'm a touchy-feely person, so everything for me was cut off then as well. So he thought, it still leaves a crappy taste in my mouth because I missed out so many big trips last year, but they'll come again. You know what I mean?
They will, mate. They will. I mean, I wasn't going to bring that up, but you did actually miss. Was it 2 America trips last year?
Yes, one Tenerife, one Spain, and 2 America trips cancelled.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, that in itself is like that in
the
itself.
The Cedar Point one was the one for me, John. The Cedar Point one was. The wife bought it for me for my 50th birthday. There's myself and Irene. I was going to say that for some reason.
Still seeing it. Yeah.
Myself, Scott, Mark Yates, Chris and Gemma, lovely couple by the way as well. Because we was doing the sunrise tour as well, especially the top of is it Valraven, is it now?
Yeah.
I think the dive coast, no, the gatekeeper maybe, I'm not quite sure. Like I say, I might be an enthusiast and coaster geek, but I haven't got a clue what these names are, who makes them, or what loops they are. I don't really care, to be honest. Just enjoy it. Sorry.
No. I'll just say that's another thing that's brilliant about you is that you own that. You own it, because I'm exactly the same. I'm dead honest on my channel that I don't know about the inversions, and I don't know the top speeds, and I don't know the facts. But do you know what? You don't need to, do you? I see a lot of like young people on Twitter sort of worrying about that. You know, talking about I don't know if you'd class me as an enthusiast or not, and I used to think like that. But I think if you're passionate about something,
yeah,
that's an enthusiast by definition, isn't it?
Exactly, because you're enthusiastic about what you love. That's it. I think somebody put on Twitter today about like they got with. I think it was a lovely thing they put. I think Joey's name is. He put something about like people mock me for going to parks, for loving these parks. I have like a mental disorder. I think he put on there. But it loves him. This is his escape, and it is lovely for people to have that as an escape. It's great because it's a different world, isn't it? It's just good to get away from the mundane or whatever rubbish you used to or what's going on in your head. It's such a brilliant thing to do.
It is, and you know, it was amazing for me with my mental health. I've been open about that on the channel many times.
I know, mate.
It was such a saving grace for me at like a really bad time. Just going out and enjoying myself. And that's one thing that I think is really good about this hobby. It gives this adrenaline rush, which very few other hobbies can give. You know, you get that the excitement from the coaster, the build up, the adrenaline when you're on the coaster. But what I found is then it's like a drug when it's taken away from you.
Yeah,
it's hard, isn't it?
But I think though with any hobby or anything like enthusiastic, if you're a train spotter or anything like that, I think the energy's there for that. You know, we just can't see because we don't like that. Do you know what I mean? Whatever you want to do, whatever you like, whatever floats your boat, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
within reason. But that's what I'm saying. I think if you like that. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's what you like.
No.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like the thing with the people have a top 10 and the roller coasters. I've never ever had a top 10 because I can get on the smaller one day, one seat, be rolling brilliant. I can get on the seat the next day, be absolutely, oh God, that hurt. But you know what I mean? It's just a different one. Plus, if somebody's sitting next to you, like maybe yourself, we have a bit of a crack on it, don't we have a good laugh? And somebody who's never been on the ride before sits next to you and you see the reactions. That's the things that make it for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's good things about it.
I love the Smiler for that reason. I love when you watch someone who's never been on it, because that first section when you pull up to the vertical lift hill, you literally see people's heads still wobbling and the reaction. It's just, yeah.
I just wanted to say, going back to the Smiler thing, I mean, the Smiler, it's a fantastic ride. It's my favourite ride in the UK, I think a lot of people. But there's a lot of sentimental attachments to that ride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a couple of people who've worked that ride who mean a lot to me, Jim and Ellie. So I'm not going to mention the last names, but if they ever watch this, you know, it's because of you. Like, you know, I still love that ride. You pair, my brother and sister who work on the Smiler there. nice couple. Nice couple. I was going to say there's brother and sister. Sorry, I didn't work on them at the same time. I don't think. But there was always lovely. You know what I mean? Always smiling and happy to see you. You know what I mean? There's loads of other ops on there that I've always got on with. And like, is it maybe a secret people don't know? One day, I think it was 1st of October 2016. I rode the smaller 36 times in that day. Did you know that? I don't know whether you know that either. I don't know.
I don't think I did, actually.
Yeah, 36. Got the hang on. Bear with me. And that's the photo after the day there. And there's lovely Ellie there.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
How are you still standing?
I could have done it more, to be honest, but you know what I mean? It's I've got a photo proof for every one of those rides as well.
Was it a quiet day?
No, I had the ultimate wristband and just kept going on. It was on a Saturday, so it wouldn't be quiet.
Wow.
So if you remember back in the day as well, pre-2015, you was queuing for that 2 hours every week, every day in the day. That ride.
Yeah.
This was after like it reopened again. But
I don't think I could do 36 times, mate.
Yeah,
as much as I love it.
Was a bit. I was on the front when the smaller reopened. I could send you a link. Actually, I was on the front. Is this Britain's loopiest roller coaster? Freak fanatic. I've never told you that either. I don't think. It's on the front of the Metro News.
Nice.
Yeah, picture of me. Yeah, lovely.
Nice. I'll put that there.
Yeah. I think if I find it, it should be right here on my phone.
That's another thing.
I remember that.
But while you look for that, I'll tell you one thing about Craig. You only ever have to say, "Oh, do you remember that day?" or something about a coaster or something about an event. And he goes, "Yeah, just hang on." And within 5 seconds, he's got the photo. I've never known anyone with such a big photo collection.
Can you see that?
11 times on the Smiler today. Is this Britain's loopiest coaster fanatic?
Let me find the photo underneath. There, see, there I am. There, my brother.
Ah, that's
on the front of that was on the front of the Metro and the Daily Star. There, that was when it reopened. The day it reopened.
See, he's a bit of a celebrity, Craig Toy, as well.
I don't know about that. Oh, Lee Sharp's book's the best.
Oh yeah. So listen, why don't you tell everyone? Why don't you tell everyone about that?
I'll send it to you. You can read it out if you want, because it'll come better from you.
Go on then. I know
that's
this.
One of the photos.
Right.
If I'll WhatsApp you this, John, and if
how should we do this? Shall I just read the passage out, or do you want to explain it first? I'll read it out first, and you can try and guess. I'll
explain afterwards. It's gone.
Right. Is it coming?
Yeah. It should do. It's called My Idea of Fun. It was.
Okay.
Yeah, My Idea of Fun, the book's called by Lee Sharp, who I've played football with for a long time.
I feel like I'm doing a voiceover now. Hang on. I used to take fullbacks on and put crosses in, and I scored quite a few goals too. We had one of those really overdeveloped lads playing centre forward, Craig Toy, the kind who strikes terror into lanky, pubescent defenders everywhere because he's got rippling muscles and hair where they're not supposed to have it. He looked a bit like George Michael, designer stubble and everything, at 12.
It's all true. Yeah, it's no exaggeration. I was a bit different when I was at school.
So just explain, just in case people missed that. What's that from?
It's from Lee Sharp's book, My Idea of Fun. You know, he used to play for Man United. Local lad, only lives down the road from us now. My good friends with all his families, brother John, his sister Nicola, and Leo, and God rest her soul now, Gal, who died last year, his mum. But yeah, a lovely family. His dad, he reminds me of one of my heroes, non-wisdom, Leo. He's such a lovely man, lovely man. But Lee was a brilliant football player.
So I take it you played football with him, yeah?
For a long time, yeah, we did. My mum would say, if you met my mum, I was better than Lee Sharp. He was better than me, he was better than me. My mum would have you believe that. It's not true. But, you know, my mum would have you believe that. But, so we played for a while together.
So you've done a bit of everything, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because you said before that you were in the army as well. What did you do in the army?
Army Air Corps, Prince Harry's Regiment. Sir John Moore Barracks, the Worthy Downs down there in Winchester. But I had accent and come out. It was the hardest thing I've ever did, though, in basic training, getting through basic training. I hated it, mate, when I went in. I hated it. I hated every minute of it. Scared the life out of me, rattled me, really. But that's doing the job to try and get you to kill somebody at the end of the day, do as you're told, really.
Yeah.
But I got through all that, and then, like I say, I think a year in, I had an accident and had to be medically discharged. Oh. I don't really, I don't, like I say, I never saw no active service, nothing crazy, mad, you know what I mean? I think it was the first Gulf War was on when I was in the army, I think it was. So, 90s maybe.
Was the army sort of always something that you aspired to do when you were younger, or how did you come to join?
I don't know. I don't know whether when I was at school, I was 12 years old. Obviously, I was clubbing when I was 14 because I had the Diana stubble and white suit, and it was great. It was like
George Michael.
Oh God, mate! Honestly, I was living the dream. It was brilliant. 14-year-old going to clubs. I think. Screw loops, Chris will probably remember Bentley's, mind you might not remember Bentley's from Dudley, probably the first night we ever went to. That'd be 1984. I was 14 years old. You didn't need to show ID then. But I had my designer stubble. It was perfect. It was ridiculous.
I mean, I was going out to town when I was 16, but I never really. I was one of the ones that was always sent into the off license when we were like 13. You know what I mean? I always looked 18. Even like when I was 7,
that's it.
About 18. It's like, but I didn't have like the stubble like what you did, or the rippling muscles.
I was built like a, because now everybody gyms up and everything, but I was that big then, like, you know what I mean? And then, I went in the army and put a bit of weight. And actually, when I got married, I was about 17 stone, I think.
Yeah, well, I've seen your wedding photo, and you're quite full in the face, aren't you? Yeah.
That was 1998. The year Oblivion was. Got married that year.
Lovely Leanne. If you haven't met Craig's wife, Leanne, she's absolutely beautiful, lovely lady. So hello to Leanne, because she probably watched this at some point.
She will do. She's the glue, mate. She keeps everything together, man.
How did you meet? How did you meet?
In the Rose and Crown, local down the road from us, just in Alzona. I used to be called the Villa Man because I always used to wear a Villa top. Because obviously I love I still love the film, but it's always my team. And we come in there, it was my mates, one of my best friends, Matthew's birthday. We all went up Birmingham to Orleans, I think it was, and the Paramount back then, John Bright Street. Went up there with Rich the other week, Flo Richter, good lad. Yeah, right, mate. How you doing? See you in a couple of weeks, mate, for a drink. And we went up there the other week, and it just brought back all those memories. I met Leanne up there, and that would be 1993. I've got to get that right because I've got that wrong before. I always say 1994 because I think it was the big one, and Nemesis opened that year, didn't I? But and I asked her to marry me.
The big one when Nemesis opened.
I asked her to marry me it was asked on my behalf over the tannoy at Villa Park. So there's someone else probably knowing. Yeah. But I was assured before then she was going to say yes, so I was okay. I ain't that lad. I ain't going to be that lad, nah. In front of 40,000 people asked to marry me and say no, but yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. Word.
So I presume like nowadays when someone does something grand in public, people always film it now on the phone, but I suppose you wouldn't have any fun with that.
No, I didn't. Like I said, I didn't even have a home phone.
No.
I've got to be truthful now. I didn't have a home phone at home, Mum and Dad, till I come out of the army. Because I remember Leanne not being able to phone me at home. I had to get to the telephone box on the corner.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is true. That is true, honestly.
I was talking about this the other day, funny enough. Like, when you used to go out with your mates, when, like, you're a young man and you're going on your ventures to town for the first time, and you used to have to make your arrangements, didn't you, before you went out? Because there was no mobile phones. So if you got lost, you were stuck. You'd have to go home unless you could find everyone. You can't imagine that now, can you?
No, it's just, I think we always used to say, if you get lost, you get to this point in the bar. That's how, every time we used to go somewhere, that's where we'd meet if you lost. And every time somebody would do a recce, walk round, and there's one, grab him, bring him over. Do you know what I mean? That was like that. Like, that's what we used to do.
But Craig, I always used to go to the meetup point and no one was there. Every time.
Do you think they was trying to get rid of you though, John?
Possibly, yeah. Possibly. I was very unlikable as a young man. Very unlikable indeed. But
yeah.
Right. I'll tell you what. Oh, before I go on, because I'm just aware of the time and I've got some questions from Twitter. But how is your mum? Is she all right?
She's all right, mate. I went trying to see her like last night and we had a chat because I've got, it's not my nan, it's my nan's sister who my mum looks after as well. So my mum's 82, my auntie's 94, and she just getting to the point now where she's losing it a bit now. Like, you know what I mean? It's 94, it's a good year, but then it's hard for me, mum. And I'm the youngest of 4, you know. So I've got older brother and 2 older sisters. It's hard, and some pull the weight, some don't. Sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
it just seems to all fall on the same people, as we know. I think with some things in life, but that's just life, innit? You know what I mean?
It is, mate.
She's all right, and hopefully everybody will be happy to know she's renewing a season pass next year with Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Woo!
Are you gonna get them on the September offer?
Yes, yeah, because I specifically asked Mum now, you going to be okay? What do you want to do? Or do you want to have this Alton Towers new one? That's 120 quid or something. She goes, no, I'll do it. I just say, okay, I'll sort that out for you. Because she loves that. She loves Blackpool Pleasure Beach. She loves that more than anywhere else.
I think for your mum, Blackpool's probably a better experience, really, isn't it, than Alton Towers? There's so much walking around in Towers.
I mean, I think that's true. We looked into like the scooter things, but I think if she ever looked into buying one of them a few weeks ago, but I said, Mum, if you're doing that, you might not come out of it if you've got one yourself. You know what I mean? You don't want to keep active as much as you can, like, you know. Yeah.
Well, I told you the story, didn't I, about my mum?
Yes. It's a similar sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, my auntie, I don't know if you've ever heard of Bongos Bingo, you know, this is for the viewers. And my auntie went to this Bongos Bingo, and they have all mad prizes on offer. And she won a mobility scooter, but it was worth about £2,500–3,000. It was a really good one. So instead of selling it, she said to me mum, obviously she's no longer with us, but she said, right, I've got a mobility scooter for you there, because my mum wasn't too good on her legs with the COPD and stuff. She couldn't really breathe walking. And she wouldn't get in it. She would not get in it, Craig. She was like, no, I don't need it.
Yeah.
But imagine that. What a random prize that is to win. A mobility scooter.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is weird. But I
understand your mum, though, being so proud, not wanting to go in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really can
understand that. She wouldn't even get in a push wheelchair. She was one stubborn mule, my mum. Honest to God, we got it in a wheelchair once when we all went to Blackpool. I actually vlogged it.
Is that with your sister and her husband? Was it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Loving every minute of it.
Yeah, loving every minute of it. That's the one. Yeah. Hello, Danny, if you're watching. Hello, Joe. But yeah. Me and Danny went to the Pleasure Beach, my brother-in-law, and my sister finally got her to get in this push wheelchair, and they went for a walk down the Golden Mile. But yeah, she was one stubborn cow. Right, let's crack on to some Twitter questions.
Ooh.
I'm not going to lie, I lost about 10 of them. So, you know me, Mr. Last Minute.
Yes, earphones, Craig. I wonder if you've got some.
You know what? I'm looking in my gym diary. Why? Oh yeah, sorry about that. I messaged them before and I said, "Have you got a speaker or a microphone or earphones?" And he's like, "I'll have a look." It was like 20 minutes before we were due to start. I keep knocking the mic. Hang on.
All the girls have just gone out as well. Who know hands on everything. They could find them because they always say, "Oh, you've had a Craigie look." That means I never really look like, you know.
Hey, that's funny you should say that, because that's what Kirsty always says to me. If I can't find something, she'll say, Have you looked? And I go, yeah, of course. And she goes, no, but have you looked? And I go, yeah. And then she'll just lift up a bag and go, there it is. She's laughing in the background.
She's right.
Say hello, Kirsty.
We're not good at these sort of things. Hello, Kirsty. Really sweet.
Right, okay. So, what was your first ever roller coaster? And that's from Joe from Parkspill.
Ooh. I think upside down will probably be the corkscrew, if I can remember that. You know what I mean?
Alton Towers.
Alton Towers, yeah. Probably be the corkscrew. Joe, Joe, lovely to spend some time with you and Sean the weekend, by the way.
Lovely.
Cracking channel, Parkspill.
Cracking channel. Absolutely lovely people as well.
Lovely couple. Couple. Energy there is brilliant. And it's fantastic.
That was one of the best things about the weekend. I didn't get to meet everyone, but I got to meet so many people that I've been chatting to online, whether it be comments, inboxes, via podcasts, stuff like that. Really, really good. Right. Jack Stamp asks, what is your number one coaster?
Like I said, I don't have number ones, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say one now, because it was just a different experience that I've ever experienced before. Zardra. So it was as you know, it was Alan's Springy Tales. How you doing, mate?
And Stevie.
How's married life doing, you pair, Stevie and Alan? The 3 hour stag.
Leave it.
I'll leave that. I think last year, we was all going to Blackpool, wasn't we? For it was both Richie's and Alan's birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was, I booked it the day before, if I remember right, because it was on Yellow Green, wasn't it, last year? Because obviously it was my 50th birthday in November, and we wasn't going nowhere. You know what I mean? And the wife, Leanne wasn't to.
Wife.
Yes, sorry to do something. I feel like an older 18th century bloody idiot. But she wanted to do something for me, really. And then so we did that last minute. That's the first time I've ever done that. Booked an holiday the day before, and I think I messaged you all saying I'm not going to make it.
I remember.
Going to Poland.
It looks phenomenal, that Zardra.
A couple of Towers Times lads have gone out there today, and they've just ridden Hyperion and Zardra. I think they're more enticed by Hyperion, to be honest. But Hyperion's good as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantastic park. It's a lovely park, but it's a bit like we'll just plant that there and that there. It's just really hard to navigate.
Yeah. I don't really know too much about it. Did they have like themed areas, or is it just a bit of a mishmash?
I think it's a bit more of a mishmash, but the mishmash of what it is, where Zardra is so beautiful, but you have to go under a tunnel to get to it. It's on the other side of the road. And Abyssus is over there as well. That was testing when we was there last year. But it's not just the park. They've got a massive water park there with them shoots that I went on there. That was good fun. That was, the one that with it below your feet.
Oh yeah.
One of them goes. That was brilliant, and got brilliant stunt shows on and everything. It's just got it all going on. Honestly, really good.
I always think that's a lovely thing when a theme park has shows on as well. It just adds something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got everything all in with the price as well. It's dirt cheap over there. I know that the government's not pretty good on all the things and everything that not up to PCR really. But
I've only ever been.
See past that.
I've been to Poland once, and it was very, very cheap. But that was it's been nearly 10 years ago. Very, very cheap.
Yes.
Okay.
So Zardra, the answer to that is Zardra then. That's, but I mean, like I say, Smaller is a special place for me. But then there's Monchew in Busch Gardens.
See, it's very hard. It's very hard to actually pick one, because then you're saying it'll lead you on to something else. But this and that and the other. But I've got to accept your first answer. Thank you, Zardra. Right. The next one is from Alan Springy. Hello, Al.
Hey, how you doing, mate?
What is your favourite movie and what is your favourite TV show?
If I say my guilty pleasure movie is Notting Hill. I just love the...
It's good, isn't it?
I absolutely love it. And we even to a point where went and found the Blue Door. I think always go to London New Year. Obviously couldn't last year. And we went. Yeah, that was one of our things. We went to Notting Hill, and I've even done the Notting Hill Carnival with a wife a few years ago as well. That was good fun. So some of the mad things I get up to. You only live once, guys. Lumps, grab it, do it.
Hold hands.
So, probably favourite film would be probably The Empire Strikes Back. Probably if you go proper film, because when I was a kid, Star Wars, that sort of stuff. Because seeing things like when I was in 1977 original was unreal.
Yeah,
unreal. TV program. I love Friends and Only Fools and Horses. I think they're both fantastic.
Only Fools. You can still laugh at them, can't you? All these years later.
40 years today, I think the first episode was. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's I just Only Fools and Horses and Friends for me. I think are fantastic.
They're both.
You know what I mean?
They're both classic comedies.
There's loads of TV. Good question, Alan. There's loads of them.
There you go, Al. So you can pick one of them three.
Yes.
Right. And he also asked, where is your favourite non-theme park place to visit in the UK/world?
Bermuda.
Bermuda.
The most magical, beautiful place I've ever been to.
Oh, okay.
And
I wasn't expecting that.
There's a really weird story attached to that. I think if you would have done the quiz, remember we did the first quiz in the Zoom thing and you was ill. We were doing, there's a bit about that in there. So in 1999, it'd be 98, just after we got married. As you know, Leanne's a travel agent, and there was a day at Alton Towers. Obviously, we did have passes there, and I think with Hertz car hire. Now, Hertz car hire, I'm going to get probably me in trouble all Leanne in a minute, but it doesn't matter. It's like long ago. Put on like a big hospitality suite. The one next to Sonic Spinball, we had a hospitality suite there, and everybody had a goodie bag. And if you had the jigsaw puzzle piece in the bag that matched the map, which was a map of Bermuda, you won the holidays to Bermuda. Right. Ooh. So there's the three ladies was there. I can't remember the lady's name. I do apologise. And the lads we was driving the coaches that deliver the coaches or whatever, or that deliver the catalogues for the travel agent shop. You know what I mean? We wasn't supposed to be there, really. But I had the piece in my bag, but I had to give it to Leanne, and it was a trip holiday to Bermuda.
Wow.
I'll never forget it as long as I live, because it was just one of the places, and we added a couple of days on as well. And it was gorgeous. That's the non-theme park place, by the way. It was absolutely stunning.
I can see it in your eyes as you're talking about it. I can see it.
Honestly, it brings back so many memories, and it was just, the sand was pink, not any other colour. It was John Smith's Bay and Gibbs Hill Lighthouse. I couldn't reel them off here because it was gorgeous, because the island's only 21 miles square. We did everything inside the island and went on a boat and went all around the outside. We stopped in the Hamilton Princess, which is Sir Jackie and Ty for meals at night. You know what I mean? We were sitting there the one night, and all of a sudden everybody starts standing up and clapping. The Bermudan president walks in, a lovely young lady. Yeah, we couldn't believe it. But
what was his name?
Her name. I don't know. I don't remember.
Her name?
It was a lady. It was a lady. I cannot remember. But honestly,
let's go with Barbara Wilson.
Oh, yes, man. Honestly, it made me cry to come out that place. It was just so beautiful.
You can see it means a lot to you. So that was a great question, Al. Well done, mate.
Yeah, it was a real good question.
And the final question is, if you how much do you earn? No, I'm joking. No, if you
not
had
a lot these days.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it, mate. If you had any superpower, what would it be? And that is from my very own Kirsty Miller.
I'd eradicate poverty. Just, and let somebody else have it. That being the superpower, I'll get rid of poverty.
That's a typical Craig Toy answer. I love it.
I think in this day and age now, you shouldn't be poverty, should be really. You know what I mean? When you got, but that's not just in this country, that's every country, but that's just me. I really want to say I want to be invisible, really, but
Swings and roundabouts, both have their uses.
You got me straight away there, but that'd be my answer, really. Obviously,
yeah. Hey, listen, it's a good answer, mate. So I'm more than happy to take that as your first answer. Thank you very much. But listen, I'm quite aware that we've been going for over an hour now. So
have we?
Yeah. So I'm gonna let you go. But before we do, I just want to say, honestly, a massive, massive thank you for doing this. And it's took a while, hasn't it, for us to be able to do it?
Yeah, I think things happen for different reasons, and obviously on your side as well as mine. But
I think the time's just, it hasn't quite been right, has it? But I want to just say thank you for doing it, and just keep being you, mate, because honestly, people absolutely adore you. And you bring so much joy and positivity. Yeah, it is getting a bit big. But you bring so much joy and positivity to people that haven't even met you. So whatever you do, whether it be Towers Times, whether it be, your positivity tweets via Twitter, whether it be meeting people at parks, whether it just be being you, just keep doing what you're doing, because everyone loves you, mate.
I'll do my best, mate, honestly.
Well, do better than that. Just do it. Okay. One final thing. No one likes to talk about mortality, do they? But what would you most, for an ending point to the podcast, what would you like to be remembered for most?
Oh, dear.
Proper deep, that one.
Small always. That's all I can say.
And on that point, on that note, do you know what? You can't wish for a better end than that, can you? The man, the man, the legend, and his catchphrase. So thank you very much to Craig Toy, and thank you very much for watching Airtime John in conversation with. Come on, Craig.
Craig Toy. Do you want the real name? Do you want the real name? Do you want it all? Do you want the real? Craig Walter James Toy.
Tune in next time where I will.
That's true.
We'll stick to Craig. Right, mate. Yeah. Say ta-ra.
See you all. Thank you.
If you enjoyed the podcast, please do tune into the next one. I've no idea who it's going to be, and these tend to be every 6 months, so I've got plenty of time to source one. But anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that jazz. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.